Okay.
Yeah, I just started. Thank you, Mrs. Chen.
Good morning, girls. Good morning, Miss. Good morning, Miss Wong. Good morning, Mrs. Chang. Good morning, girls. This is Mr. Chan, and let's start. Okay. Now, you still remember we are talking about multiplication of fractions last time and today, right? This is the second part and a little bit more complicated now. Not difficult, but complicated only because we're talking about today. I remember last time I really want to finish the last part by a game. Okay, a game similar to the beginning game last time. Okay, so maybe just use this game to start this section. Is it okay? Pretty similar to the game last time. Okay, so take a look. Oh, it's code activity, but the beginning of the activity right now. Okay, so still a magic calculation. Similar instruction, but right now I would like you to choose a number between 1 to 10 first. Now, here you can choose anything. Okay, anything.
Oh.
You can choose whole number or fraction. Okay, you can choose a whole number. You can choose a fraction. Just tell you a hint. If you choose a very, very complicated fraction, you will be in trouble. Okay, a little bit trouble. Okay, but most of you, all of you are smart to do this. Okay, not that difficult.
Excuse me. There's a student called Patrick Lee. Is it your father's name? Could you just rename yourself?
It's Sophie Lee.
Who is Patrick Lee?
Sophie Lee.
Patrick Lee.
There's no Patrick Lee.
Patrick.
Actually, Patrick Lee at hotmail.com. That's an email address.
Sophie Lee. It's Sophie Lee.
Okay, sorry, Mr. Chan.
That's okay. That's okay. So
okay, if you are just this name is just your father,
you changed her name. Yeah. Changed.
Okay, Mr. Chan,
you can change your name at this moment, and then after these sections, you can change back to your father's name.
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
你可以話咧唔 remember 呢個 name。
我哋唔係搣㗎啦。
Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, let's start again. Choose a number between 1 to 10. And then you can choose a whole number or a fraction. Okay, don't choose a large one. Okay. Follow the instructions and do the calculation. So similar to last time, right? But look at that. Can you get my answer now? I should have one answer for you this time. So the results will be a little bit different from last time. Okay, take a look. Can I start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so again, choose a number between 1 to 10, and then add 1/2. Okay. Easy, right? However, if you choose, like, for example, you choose 5 and 1/3, you have to do something, do some steps. Okay, but never mind, you are able to do that. Okay, add 1/2. Step, multiply the answer by 5. Okay, multiply the answer by 5. That's a little time, right? I give you 30 seconds to finish it. Now, for those who just come in, we are doing another games. Okay, so here are the instruction. Choose a number. Choose a number between 1 to 10, and then add 1/2 to that number, and then multiply the answer by 5. Okay, so next, add 1/4. Okay. Those numbers are not that big, so don't be panic. Okay, just
27 and something.
that's your answer. Everyone sees the number different, right? And then another multiplication. Multiply the answer by 4. You'll find some very good answer now. Okay, and then add 25. I'll show the rest of the steps at the same time. So you take your time to finish. Okay, and then multiply the answer by 1/20. Okay. Now I stop a little and see if you can get it. Some of you are already, but most of you are working hard on it. I just have one more step. If you have your answer now, don't need to tell me. The last step is subtract your own number. The number you choose at the very beginning. Don't tell me the answer, okay? And I will ask you the answer. Have you get a very simple answer?
It should be a whole number, right?
Yeah.
I guess. Just guess.
I am not a whole number.
Check your steps then. Check your steps then if you haven't got it.
冇得揀，嗰個數字係個數字。
抵死。Yeah, 抵死。
How many of you have get a whole number at last?
I got a whole number.
I got a whole number too.
I got a whole number.
5B32 Haley, who are you? Where are you? Yeah, you raise your hand.
Oh, I got a whole number too.
Already? 5B Haley, are you? Do you have a question? I see you raise your hand.
No.
No, okay. How many of you have a whole number? Just raise up your hand.
3.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Yeah. Okay. Now let me guess your number. It.
Dun, 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 dun. Whoa.
Is it 2?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
You have 2.
Yes.
Yes. How come you know, Mr. Chen? You can guess my number.
Yeah, because I am a
Because the whole Yeah.
If you get the number 2, you are doing all correct.
All correct.
I got 2.
How many of you got two? Oh,
I got 2.
okay.
I haven't finished.
Two. 2.
Okay. Now, again, if you get 2, then you do everything correct. If you
4, 5, 6,
get
7.
2,
Yeah.
some of you are getting some not the whole number, then maybe some steps are doing a little bit mistakes. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
At 1.5, that mean at 0.5.
that's your,
Oh, sorry.
yeah,
Oh,
0.5.
okay. Hmm.
Okay. And then
And
1
then,
and a quarter means at 1.2.
and then times 5.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
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 Okay. So if you now for this one and the last one, okay, the one in the beginning of the last lesson, if any of you want to get these 8 or 10 instructions, I can post them on the Google Classroom later. Okay, if you are interested. Okay. But if you are not interested, just forget.
Like, if I'm interested in the games,
Yeah, if you're interested to
I love the game.
if you are interested in this game and you want to show this instructions to your daddy and mommy, just get the instruction from the Google Classroom. Okay, maybe next week. Okay.
Can you also post the one last time?
Yeah. I'll post both.
邊個喺度畫咗個波，跟住撳咗個 tick。
係咯。Okay. Let's start today's lesson.
唔係佢哋畫嘅咯。
Okay, now I just want to use 1 minute or less to show you last lesson's things. Remember this? Wow, this is hard. Okay, proper fraction, improper fraction, whole number, mixed number, how to change to that format. Especially whole number change to improper fraction, mixed number change to improper fraction. Now, so remember that. And doing multiplication, we have some skills. Trick 1. No matter what the number are, change to proper or improper fraction first, then do calculation, right? And the formula for this, fractions times fractions, right? And then trick 2, always simplify first. Okay, if you're not simplifying first, then you will have some trouble at the last few steps. Okay, because the number is too large. Okay, and okay, it's much faster. Now, today we are talking about multiplication of fractions, right? And I would like to show you an idea of a problem first. Now, for example, I have this problem. Each box of biscuits weighs 14 kg. How heavy are 3 such boxes of biscuits? It means that every box has weighs 14 kg. Okay, then you ask me, hey, Mr. Chen, this is not a multiplication of fractions problem, right? Why are you going to show me that? Take a look. Now, from this problems, we will have 14 times 3, which is equals to 42, right? 42 kg is the answer. It means that every box weighs 14 kg. So 3 such boxes, all boxes are 14 kg, right? So the base is 14 kg. How about this question? Each box of biscuits weighs 14 kg. Same thing. How heavy are 2 such boxes? Then what is the first step? What is the horizontal form? Which is similar, right? 14 times 2, and the answer is 28. Okay, so I just want to show you that each box weighs 14 kg, and then if I have 3 boxes, we multiply by 3. If we have 2 boxes, we multiply by 2, right? Then, how about this one? Each box of biscuits weighs 14 kg. How heavy are 3/7 such boxes? We have a fraction. We do not have one single box. We only have part of the box. Okay?
14 and 3/7 equals to 6.
Yeah. However, because we are still using that box, right? 14 kg weights. So 3/7 of 14 kg, why not we just write down this? Oh, this is not 42. What is this? Somebody help me? It's not 42.
It should be, what's the number? What's the
Somebody
answer?
help me?
Six.
No.
6.
Yes, 6.
6. Because simplify, right? 2 times 3 equals 6, right? Thank you. I made mistake 啊，所以話我好攰咧咁啊。Okay. Now, however, I want to show you more about this by explaining this in a diagram. Now, 14 times 3 equals 42. Just like this, right? 14, 14, 14. Just add up together. Okay. And 14 times 2 equals 28. Similar, but we only have 2 boxes. So there are 3 boxes. There are 2 boxes. How about this? We only have 2/7 boxes. Okay. So if the whole thing is 14, okay, but right now we only have 2/7 of the boxes. All right. So from this trend, we're still using multiply by 2/7, but we know that we have to find out this is 14 and this is 2/7 of 14. Okay, so 2/7 of 14. Okay, so the meaning is this. Okay, so multiplication is multiplying as a fraction is just get the whole thing and then find the part which is called the proportion of the whole thing. All right. So all the bases are 14. So based on a box of 14, we are having 3 boxes here. We are having 2 boxes here. We're having 2/7 of boxes of here. Okay. So this case, we are using multiplication. Okay. Now, this must be very clear for everybody. Okay. And this is why, this is how we are doing multiplication of fractions problems. Okay. Now, for example, there are 35 children in the hall. 2/7 of them are boys. Okay, of course, this is not the hall in MPS, right? How many boys are there in the hall? It's the same thing, right? Just imagine this is a hall, okay? And we have 2/7 of them are boys. I want to know how what will be the others now. Right here, the green one are representing the boys. How about the white one? What are they?
Girls.
Girls. Do we have the third generation? I mean the third gender. Wow, this is a very tricky question. Okay. So usually we think that
Does anyone hear some
Yeah.
beeping sounds?
Yeah, just mute it.
okay. Katie, are you Katie Yim? Are you having a question?
I just forgot to put down the head.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So in general, if we're talking about just boys and girls, right? Only this part are boys, then automatically these parts are girls. Okay. We're not talking about, is it adults or elderly? No, we're talking about just boys and girls. All right. Because children. So here we will say this is, one hall. Okay. And each part is 1/7 of the whole. So, so the proportion based on the whole set. Although we are talking about 35 children, in this way, I want you to take a look at that and think about just using fractions to represent those things. So the boys are 2/7 of the whole. The girls will be another thing. However, on the other hand, if we are looking at the number exactly, 35 children in the hall, 2/7 of them are boys, means that 2/7 of 35 children are boys. Usually we are always wanting you to find out the number of boys here, just like this, right? And you can see this time we are focusing on actual number. We are not just looking at the fractions. We are looking at the actual number. So 35 children will be the total number of children in the hall right now. And boys, we have 2/7 of children, just like 2/7 of 35. And doing this, we will have 35 times 2/7. So if you want to do this question based on this logic, you will have the first step 35 times 2/7. Okay. If you're not doing this, okay, you can just do it on your way. Maybe you find that, oh, this is 35, this is 2/7. This should be multiplication. So 35 times 2/7. You can still do the question. But sometimes if I change this, okay, and I didn't give you any other numbers, it will be in trouble. Okay. Okay, 1/7 of the whole, all the parts are the same. They are the same, right? 1/7 of the whole, we are focusing on the proportion. But here, 1/7 of 35, we are focusing on the actual number. Okay, but they are representing the same thing, just the different perspective. Okay, now, how about this? Oh, this is the, I guess I typed the wrong thing. I'll just bang them. Girls.
Ah, girls will be, right?
Girls, yes. Or the next question, I don't know. Okay, so now totally there are one group of children, one group, one hall, right? And 2/7 of them are boys. Then what is the portion? What is the proportion of girls over there?
1 minus 2/7.
Right, 1 minus 2/7. Now the reason is, which is 1 minus 2/7. The reason is we only have boys and girls, right? If the boys get 2/7, and we know that the whole group is actually one group. Okay, so the proportion of boys and the proportion of girls add up together must be 1. So if you want to find out the proportion of girls, simply just use 1 minus the proportion of boys, which is 2/7. Okay, so remember to do this way, do in this way. Okay, 1 minus 2/7 will be the proportion of girls, which is 5/7. Okay, now there's no
Yvonne, you got a question? I see.
who?
I see you, Chloe.
Yeah, because there are more than 2 genders though.
Okay. In this question, I assume that we are just counting boys and girls, no others.
Okay.
Okay. Of course, I
Only
know
male or female, right?
male or female. Okay. I know what Chloe is talking about. But okay.
Maybe
Now,
she's talking about adults or kids.
Okay. And okay, so these part are boys and this part are girls, right? So we get this. Now, I actually I remember that when I was in the P5 the 5D classes. I did remember I showed this thing. Okay. Now, if actually in this now you can see, well, we have a table and it's quite complicated, but I can explain to you. If you want to do such questions and you're not able to find out the first step or horizontal form, maybe you can use a table like this. Now, what is it about? We are talking about the whole hall. Okay. There are some boys, there are some girls, and no others. And because we know that the boys and girls, right, we are able to find the total. But I want you to see in perspectives. One is proportion. For example, I know that in this hall, 2/7 of the children are boys. Okay, so I'm writing down 2/7 here. And for girls, this is 1 minus 2/7, right? Because 1, the whole thing, minus part of the boys, so it will be 5/7. And then you know that these two proportions add together equals 1. Okay, so in terms of proportion, we will be able to write down 2/7, 5/7, and 1. However, like these kind of questions, we are talking about, we want to find out the actual number of boys or the actual number of girls. So you just know this part is not enough. All right. So just like before, we know that the actual number is actually the total number, which is 35, times that proportion. So 35 times 2/7, because 35 is the total number, 2/7 will be the number, the proportion of boys. So if we want to find out the actual number of boys, we simply find out 35 and then multiply by the proportion, which is 2/7. The answer is 10. However, if the girls, we want to find out the actual number of girls, just like last part, 1 minus 2/7 is representing the girls, right? Okay, so we are doing the same thing. 35 is the total number of children, and we find that the proportion of girls is 1 minus 2/7. So that's in this question, if we want to find out how many girls are there, we simply find out 35, which is the total number, times the fraction, which is 1 minus 2/7 as here. After some calculation, you get 25. And for the checking, 10 and 25 add up together will go to 35, which is the total number of children in the hall. Okay, now I know maybe some of you think that, wow, this is a very complicated one, but I use this question as a very easy one. Maybe you don't need that table, but in the future, if you have some more complicated questions, maybe this kind of tables can help you. Okay, so I want to stop here a little bit. Is there any questions about this so far?
Just now I've seen that Vienna of 5B, you put up your hand. Do you have any question?
Vienna, yes.
Vienna.
No, I don't
Okay.
have any question.
Yeah, okay, it's fine then.
Okay, so if you have no questions, now I also here I mentioned boys are 2/7 of the class, girls are 1 minus 2/7 of the class. Okay, so if something like this, if you have no problem, I would like you to use any methods to finish the following questions. I have a few questions to you. Okay, like this. In a group of 30 students, 1 over 6 of them does not wear glasses. How many students in this group wear glasses? Okay, now I give you 2 minutes to finish this question. And how about this? If you finish your question, please raise up your paper in front of your screen and maybe
Show us. Yeah, show us.
we're going to take a look at them. Okay, don't just type in the chat room because I want to see the steps.
做成呢個
你諗下 doesn't wear glasses, wear glasses. Okay. 好啦 Let's take a look at many of you. Okay, I can see. I think this is Katrina, right? Yeah, I can see your work. Very good. And I'll just put it down. Otherwise, other girls can see. Right. Okay. And how about the others? If you finish your work, you can raise up your paper. Let's take a look. I can see 5A Janice Ho, you have a question? I want you guys to, yeah.
即係我以為 raise hand。
No, I want to see your paper. I want to see, but you have no screen. What happened? If you have shown a screen, please show me your paper.
唔係啊，電腦啲問題啊。
Yeah, if they don't have the camera, maybe they can type in
Maybe
the
some
chat
of them.
room. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Mm.
fine. That's fine. Yeah, if some of you have not get the camera or something like that, or the camera, then maybe you can just use the old method. Type the answer to the chat room. Okay. So, okay, I can see some of your answers. Yeah.
So teachers, can you see the answer in chat room?
Yes, Renee.
Oh, that's good. That's
I've
good.
seen the step, but I can't see the final answer.
Oh.
Yes, Yui, correct.
嗯
Cherry, 5A, could you put a little bit to the front of the camera? I cannot see.
Yeah.
I can see your steps. I cannot see your answer. Yes, correct. Renee, 5A, correct.
No. Mrs. Zhang, 5A Renee, can you please hold the paper again?
Oh, okay.
Now the answer is correct, but the steps.
係啊，我唔知道點。
Renee, do you mind write down the steps on my
Am I correct?
Oh,
take a look at maybe we can discuss
Very
it. You mind that?
correct.
Yeah.
Renee? 5A Renee, do you mind? Oh, are you here? Oh, so what can we do, Mr. Chiu?
I'm looking.
I'm looking Randy. Randy answer.
5A.
She typed she write down at 30
okay.
times 1/6 equals 5/6 and then equals 25. Now the answer is correct, right? But there's something wrong in the
Something
steps.
missing in the steps. Okay.
Yes,
Nah,
because 5/6 should not equal to 25, right?
Anyone see mine?
Sorry.
Or the middle step, Renee's
Yeah.
Renee's
Renee missing
answer.
some middle step. Yeah.
The second step, there's something wrong in your second step.
1/6 equals
Check it again.
5/6.
Equal 5/6 and equal 25.
Ah.
So what's the problem for this?
Sorry, Renee, please don't
yeah.
mind. Okay, because we would like to discuss a little bit. Yeah.
Mr. T, you know for
Yeah, I can see that.
What is this? 30
Yeah.
times 1/6 will be the girls doesn't wear glasses, right? Okay, so we are not finding 25 by using this only. And what is the meaning of this 5/6? Now, you can see this 1/6 and 5/6. Okay, they are related. Okay, because for all students, okay, there are only two categories. One is doesn't wear glasses. The second is wear glasses, right? Doesn't. Does. If this is 1/6, then what is this? What is does?
5/6.
Yeah, 5/6 or
1
is it clear? 1 minus 1/6, which is 5/6, right? So right now, if you want to find out the student in this group wear glasses, you have to find out their proportion, okay? And then use 30. Wow, who is crossing my answer? Crossing, I mean this, right?
But
Okay.
he's drawing grass on the bottom of the screen.
What do you mean?
He is like drawing little grass on the bottom, on the black part.
I see. Yeah. I think, yeah. Who's doing this? Now, please stop it. Okay, please stop it. I know that my drawing is a little bit. Okay. Well. Okay. Now, so 30 is the total, and we have to multiply the proportion of the group wear glasses, right?
1 minus
Minus
1/6.
6. This is the first step. All right, this is the first step. Of course, what is the next step? You can tell me.
30 times
5/6.
5/6
5/6, yeah, because
equals 25.
25, right? And remember, you can simplify first, right? 5 times 5 equals 25. Okay, so this is the final answer. Okay, how many of you got correct?
Me.
Raise up your hand. Raise your hand. Okay, hope good. Now, how about next question? Similar. Okay, good. Okay, so you can put down hands. And the next question is this. There are 4.5 liters of orange juice into the jar this morning. Peter drank 1/3 of orange juice in the afternoon. Then how many liters of orange juice is left? Tastes good, huh? Okay, but please stop. Who is making those boxes?
I finished. Can you look at my answer?
Who said basketballs don't taste good?
Okay, please remove these things, right? Thank you. Yeah. And
Is my answer correct?
huh?
Is my answer
I
correct?
didn't see it set yet. Okay, so you have about 2 minutes to finish this question. Okay, let's see if you like. Yeah. I really find that seeing all the girls at different time are very, very difficult because there are so many girls. And if we are asking you to do some questions, we really want you to know how to do it so that you really learn. However, if I can't see your workings, then how can we know how to do it now? I see Lois. Lois, your body is quite good. Okay, so okay, how about the other?
Girls, don't be scared about the actual amount. If the actual amount is a whole number, just like the previous question, 35, it is easier. But this question, the actual amount is a fraction, but this, you do it exactly the same steps, okay? Don't worry about whether it is a fraction or whole number. Just do the steps properly, steps by steps, and you can get the correct answer.
Agree. Thank you, Mrs. John. Lois, I can see your board, but the board is actually black, right? Can you just hold your board in front of the screen so that I can see something? 4.5 times. Okay. And let's see the others. I can see Bernice Zhang. Bernice Zhong in 5A. Your answer. Okay. Let's talk about this later. How about the others?
Clara, 5A, you put up your hand. Do you want to ask any question?
Who? Sorry.
Clara, 5A.
Clara.
Oh, okay, you lower.
No.
Okay.
Okay. I can see 5A Venus. You do.
Yes.
And wow, you're always moving. And then Ruby, 5B Ruby. I can see you're working. And then how about the others?
There's a name with weird figures, M88 Wiz and 1839050. Who are you?
Vienna.
Vienna.
Okay, put your proper name there, or else we would exclude you from the class. Yes, good.
Every time you can change your name in this section and then change back the original name after this section. Okay, now who wants to tell me the answer? I don't want to tell. I don't want to say everything.
Yeah. Maybe you can raise your hand and then we choose.
You can raise your hand.
Yeah. Oh, Venus. 5A.
Okay. Yeah. 25. Venus, where are you?
Yeah, 5A.
45?
25.
25? What are you talking about? 25?
Can you tell us the step?
Which question are you doing?
Is that question number 3?
It's the answer of the last question.
Yeah.
Oh, the answer for question 2. We have finished already. Okay. 25 is correct for previous question.
Okay. How about this?
How about question 3?
How about this? Yeah.
Have you done it, Venus?
How many of you have finished already? Okay, never mind. Miss Wong, do you have any idea about this question?
Yes. Actually, when you are solving this question, you can just imagine the fraction is a whole number, then it will be easier, right? So you have 4 and 1/2 liter of orange juice in this morning, and then Peter drank 1/3 of them in the afternoon. So 1/3 is the fraction part.
Is the proportion.
Is the proportion. It
of
is
the
not
orange
the
juice.
actual. Yes, it's not the actual amount. So remember that. So you cannot just use 4 and 1/2 minus 1/3. It's not making sense. The 1/3 is just the proportion.
Sorry.
It's okay.
1/3
So
is not the orange juice.
Right?
yes,
It's
how
just
many?
a proportion.
Yes, so the proportion left will be 1 minus 1/3. Okay.
Okay.
So the fraction part, that means the proportion of the amount of orange juice that is left is 1 minus 1/3. So you need to multiply it by the original amount of orange juice. So the answer will be 4 and 1/2 times, open brackets, 1 minus 1/3.
So you mean this 4.5 is the
Yes.
total number, and this part
Total times
1 minus 1/3 will be
the
original.
fraction
2
parts.
over
Yes.
3. 2 over
1
3,
minus
right?
1. Yes, that's 2/3.
I'll help you.
With the fraction parts that is left.
Okay, so the second
Yes.
part will be 4.5 times 2/3, which
Yes.
is, well, which is this 4.5.
So the answer should be less than 4 and 1/2, right? So if your answer is larger than 4 and 1/2, there should be some problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
So every time you can check your answer. Is it
You can-
reasonable?
Yes, you
If you're doing
can.
subtraction, talking about left, remaining, it must be, the answer must be smaller than the original number, the total. If you're
Mhm.
adding something, of course, the answer will be larger.
Yeah,
If
if,
it's talking about number of people, number of, I mean the whole number, then you should not get a fraction for your final answer.
okay.
Okay, I would like to ask, is there anybody who is doing some other alternative way? Could you put up your hand?
Yes,
Not do it in this way.
there's
Yeah.
another way to solve this problem.
Anybody? Venus 5A, are you doing
Venus
some
and
other way?
Kara
Maybe
and
I removed
Katrina.
Would you like to share your way of how you do this question?
Yeah.
Venus 5A. Anybody? Just one more way.
I know.
Is it Clara?
Yes.
Clara, could you share your ways of doing this question then?
How can I share?
You just tell us.
Just tell us the first step.
I'll help you to write down.
Yes.
4 and 1/2
4.5.
minus
Minus
4 and 1/2 times 1/3.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Can you explain a little bit more?
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
It's correct.
But why is that? Why is that?
Because 4 and 1/2 times 1/3 is how many liters Peter drank. Then use 4 and 1/2 is the total and minus the drank part. Then it will calculate the left orange juice.
Very good. Okay,
Good.
this is one way of doing this.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, very good. So how many of you have think about this in this way?
Me.
Yeah, many of you, right? Because I think many of you think this way because it's natural, because there are something. Peter drank something, right? So total minus drink part equals left part, right? It's reasonable, okay? But you have to be very careful, because you have to find out the drink part by using the original method, right? So total will be 4.5 minus this part is drink part. The answer will be here, like 4.5 minus, this is 9/2. Okay, and then it is 3. So it is 4.5 minus 3.5. 3/2. 4.5 minus 1.5, which is how many? Everybody?
3.
3. How many of you get correct? Okay, very good. So
In
now
fact, this question is exactly the same. The calculation is looks different, but the concept is the same. Because when you are doing 4.5 times 1/3, you are finding the actual amount of drank volume. I mean the drank portion, right? you are finding the actual amount. You use the actual total amount to minus the actual drank part. So you find the actual left part. Okay, you are finding the absolute one. But Mr. Chan's part is using the proportion first. He used 1 times 1 minus 1/3. Means he is finding the proportion of the left part first. If he find the proportion of the left part, he just used the proportion of the left part to times the actual amount. It would be the same. But whether you find the actual amount first or whether you find the proportion of the left part, it is the same. You still have to multiply. Understand? This one you multiply first, then you subtract. Mr. Chan's part is minus first, then multiply.
So, yeah, I'm writing it here. So you can use total minus the actual part of drink, which is this, okay, which is this. Or you find out the proportion of the left part and then multiply by the total part. So both answers are correct. Both ideas are correct, okay? But in the future, if it gets a little bit more complicated, then maybe, I tell you that, maybe one of them will be easy.
Because if the figures is very large, not just 4.5, it's millions or thousands, you would find using the proportion part is easier, much easier.
Yeah, right. Also, we will multiply another thing. Okay, so for example, 4.5 of orange juice are 1/3. Okay, and then the next time we drink 1/3 of the remaining, something like that, it will be more complicated, and maybe this part are not able to. Okay, so now it's 9:55 already. I actually have one question, but I maybe you can take a look. Okay, maybe I'm not going to talk about this now. If you like to take a look, just take a look. If no, then I think we'll change back to Q&A sections. Okay. Yeah, because I don't think if we can finish this question within 10 o'clock. Okay, so the question is here. If you like to take a look, just take a look. Otherwise, I think I'll pass the mic back to Mr. Chiu. I have no energy right now already. And I have one small part to you. Just take a look. How about this? If sometimes we have some like big units change to small units. Okay, for example, 1 hour equals 60 minutes. Remember that part? If we have 2 and 1/3 hours, okay, how can we change this to minutes, hour to minutes? If hours to minutes means big units change to small units, we always multiply by that number. For example, 1 hour big unit change to 60 minutes small unit, right? So 2 and 1/3 hours will be 60 times 2 and 1/3, which is 140 minutes. On the other hand, if small unit change to big unit, we multiply by 1/3 that number, just like this. 330 minutes equals 330 times 1/60 equals 5.5 hours. I remember that this happened in your book 5B chapter 15. Okay, if you still don't understand what I'm talking about, maybe you can take a look at the book again, so that it will work every time. For example, if you have like 1 meter equals 100 cm, okay, big unit change to small unit, you always multiply that number. Right.
These parts is very important. You must pay attention.
Quiet. Me too. Okay, so how many of you can tell me the first part, number 1, 2,400 grams equals how many kg?
2.4.
2.4, yes. Good. And then how about this? 3 and 1 over 3 hour equals how many minutes? Let's do a calculation.
200.
How many? How many?
200.
200 because
3 and 1 over 3 times 60.
okay, 3 and 1 over 3 times 60, which is 10 over 3 times 60. So will be 200 meters, minutes, right?
Minutes.
Okay, how about 102 minutes equals how many hours?
Look, 3 and 1/3 is 180 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Huh?
let me see. Yes.
Yeah, correct.
3 and 1/3 hour.
Well, 3 and 1/3 hours is 180, isn't it?
No, it's 200.
Oh, yeah, sorry, 10 over 3, yes.
Over 3, yeah.
How
Okay.
about the third one?
Sorry. Yes.
Minutes. Convert minutes into hour. So you should do something, right?
1 and 7 over 10.
How you get this answer?
How you get this? Yeah. What is the step?
Actually, I'm not using the step, but I use another method.
Oh,
you share
you
with
calculate
us?
mentally, maybe, right?
Yes.
So if you want to write the
calculate
steps,
mentally.
what is
So
the
how about
step?
if I want you to write down the step? What is the step to convert
Yes.
102 minutes into hour? Yes, 102.
我可唔可以用中文講？因為我唔知。
可以。
Okay.
因為其實我淨係用，因為我知道60分鐘等於，因為60分鐘等於1個 hour， 所以我就揀咗60先啦。咁後尾之後就剩翻42，後尾就60分之42之後再約揀就可以得到嗰個結果出嚟啦。
I know what you mean.
係咪咁啊？
係啊。
Yes.
Okay. And then 42 over 60 equals how many?
10分之7。
7 over 10, right?
Reduce the fraction. Reduce 42 over 60 and then equals to 7 over 10. That's why the answer is 1 hour and 7 over 10, right?
Yes.
This is one of the way. But if
this is one of the way.
If
but,
the question changed to a very large number, do you think it is a good way to solve the problem?
2 minutes.
Maybe it's yes. It's in 4-digit number.
Yeah. If this is 1002 minutes, yeah. How can you use this method?
You can still use it, but maybe it is not so convenient because your calculation will be a little bit complicated.
Yeah.
You will subtract a lot of 60 first.
Yes, in this
How many
case.
60s you need to subtract?
So how about if we ask this question in our assessment and you have to write down the step?
Yes.
How can you write down the step? Can you guess?
So what will be the equation
What will be the
when
proper
you
step? Yeah.
solve
Can
this?
anyone answer us?
Is it multiplying by 60?
Maybe let them answer.
This is the last question.
Divide 60. Yeah.
This is the last question. Yeah. How can I write down the step to show to your teachers to convert 102 minutes into hours?
I calculated already.
So can you tell me the step?
I'm not using step, but I know the answer.
Yeah,
Now, never mind.
Most of our girls know the answer.
So just tell the first step.
Let's see the.
We want to see your step.
Okay.
Yeah, show this one.
Small unit to big unit is multiplied by 1 over that number. Okay. So small to large. We know that 1 hour equals 60 minutes. All right. So small change to 8, big. Okay. Why not we're using this times 1 over how many?
1 over 60.
60.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. That's the horizontal form.
Yes.
All right. And
this is a step, right?
17.
First step.
And everything, right? Divide by 6, right?
Yes.
17 over 10 equals 1 and 7 over 10. Okay, hours. Okay, so not that difficult. Just think
Yeah.
about
Not
this.
difficult. Actually, times 1/60 means divided by 60, right, Mr. Chen?
Yes, but of course we are not having division of fractions yet, right?
Yeah.
So maybe living in physics.
Time divided by 60. Okay.
Yeah, same thing. You can do 102 divided by 60 equals 102 over 60. This is another way, right? And then just use the same simplify. Okay, something like that. All right.
It's just a division question, actually.
Yeah, this is the division question, right?
Mm.
Yeah, because remember the first part of division of that's fractions, whole number divided by whole number, but the answer.
Yes, whole number divided by whole number. They have learned in P3 or P lower form, right?
Yeah.
So,
however.
But their answer is a whole number.
Yes.
So how about if I ask them 3 divided by 2? Can they answer me in 1 and 1/2?
Yes.
Of course, yes.
It's just like improper fraction, change it into mixed number.
Yeah, that's why if I ask them 102 divided by 60, so they can answer me in 1 and 7/10, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we assume you.
So even they don't know to use multiplication of fraction to calculate this, they can also use divided by 60 to find out the answer.
Because that's improper fraction change to mixed number, the concept.
Yeah, the concept is.
They got the correct concept.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Different presentation.
Oh, Mr. Chen, it's already 10:05.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm late.
No mistake.
I'm overrun. Okay, so I'll give back the mic to Mr. Chiu.
I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. It's really fruitful. Yeah.
Tell them anything, any more thing about the next.
Yeah, we can stop recording.
Yeah, that's the end of this lesson.